How's everybody doing tonight? Welcome to the Candid
Hold
Content.
on, hold on, hold on. It's still spinning.
Oh,
Why is it spinning? Oh Lord.
I see it. It's live.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see it. It's live.
Okay. It's still spinning on my end. Oh, there we are. All right. Cool, cool, cool. What's up, peeps? Welcome to Candid Content. And I have all my co-hosts tonight. I got Shuug Johnson, I got Antionette White and Ruben Mosley. We're about to get into the subject of pillow talk. And we're gonna have Shuug lead us off. Go ahead, brother.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Candid Content on the KFLO show. This is your boy, Shuug Pillow Talk himself, coming to you live from DeSoto, Texas. So, tonight we're going to be talking about pillow talk and everybody's pillow talks, whether they think they are or not. So, what are the rules to pillow talking? Um, Are there any rules? I don't know, but I do pillow talk. Well, not really, but I listen to my partner because he pillow talks to me. And really, basically, pillow talking is when you have a conversation with your friends or your coworkers, your family, and you bring it to bed with your partner. Miss Peaches says she doesn't pillow talk. She did some research on pillow talking, but she doesn't pillow talk, right?
Thank you
So
for calling me that. I just wanted that one time. It's Antoinette going forward, but thank you.
Who the heck is
you know,
Peaches?
Peaches are alter ego.
Oh my God. Peaches and cream, Shuug. Ruben, you got an alter ego?
From college. They call me Rude Dog, but you get it.
Rude dog.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
I don't have none of that. Somebody used to call me
yeah.
small
I put
pack.
him up. I put him up. Don't worry about it. He's put
Oh,
up.
okay, good. So
He's-
one of my homies used to call me small pack because I'm so little. I ain't little no more, but yeah. All right. So what is pillow talk? So I currently am not in a relationship. I can't remember. I guess I may have had pillow talk if I was in a relationship with somebody, but I just don't remember being in a relationship like that where we was like actually laying in the bed talking or waking up because I've been single for a long time. So all I can remember, I can remember phone talk over the phone, but I don't remember laying next to nobody doing having pillow talk. I just don't
That's
remember.
pillow
Don't
talking.
say it
Okay.
like that. Don't
That's
say it like
pillow
that.
talking.
That's pillow talk. Okay.
Yeah. You sharing something. So in my case, my dude, he has a lot of him and his friends. They're a small knit, but whatever they're going through, whatever they have going on at the moment, he'll come back and talk to me about it at night. Hey, such going on, X, Y, and Z. Sometimes I want to hear it, sometimes I don't. And we had this conversation last time. Like, do I really put myself out there to say, yeah, I'm gonna listen to it, or do I cut him off? Because some things is should be amongst friends, right? So do you feel like it's breaking the code if your homegirl come tell you something that's confidential and you share it with your significant other?
I don't know.
That's for anybody. That's for any of y'all to answer.
Well, I can tell you this because me and my wife pillow talked all the time. I knew everything that she had going on, like as far as her friends. Well, I'm gonna say what she wanted me to know, and she kind of knew everything I had going on. But I think when you're in that situation with your spouse or whatever, I think it's based on whatever trust level you guys have. Because I also had a friend of mine. This is many, many, many years ago. She was pillow talking with her husband about some things that her best friend was doing, and to use her phrase, later on down the road, he started trying to figure out how can he be down. So next thing she knows, they split up. She don't really know where he's living. Then come to find out he's living with the friend. And
Oh,
yeah, so her friend, this
You got
is
some
like,
messy friends.
yeah, it is messy. So this is like at the beginning of cell phones as we know them today. So that's back when everybody had a home phone. So he called the house, or she called the house looking for her one day. She wasn't there. And they got to talking, but he had some intel of how she acted when she went out. And like I said, she was like, Ruben, he over here trying to figure out how can he be down. So yeah, so it's all about trust to me. I want to be in a relationship with someone that we can have that type of open dialogue, no matter what it is, because I look at it from the standpoint of things that I shared with my wife that could have been from coworkers, living vicariously through people.
mm-hmm.
My thing was I was able to talk to her, so you kind of get it out because most people it's hard to you to hold something,
Mm-hmm.
especially something that's spicy. You're like, oh my god, you can't believe what happened. And
Right,
so we had that relationship where we talked about it, we laughed about it, we joked about it, but it never really went anywhere else. We just had
Gotcha.
it. And then two, here's the other part of that, not to dominate this conversation, but the other part to that was we didn't judge that person. So even if we knew dirt on someone, we didn't, like if she told me something about some friends of hers, I didn't judge them. I didn't, we get in front of them. It was nothing. It was just like, oh, okay, I remember you told me that. We may laugh about it in the car, but we didn't. But
right,
it's based on the trust we have with each other, and how we felt about it. So, because we were friends, so it's no different. You telling your friend.
right. Exactly. So my friends is James. He'll pillow talk with me and tell me his friend's business, but I don't tell him my friend's business. And so my friends always expect me to tell him. So when we talking about a situation and we all together, they say, "John didn't tell you." He's like, "John don't tell me nothing," or you know,
Mm.
he said he don't tell me nothing. They say, "Oh, you know how to keep a secret for real." I said, "It ain't my place. I'll listen, but I'm not gonna spread somebody else. But even though he is my partner, I don't
Mm-hmm.
tell him everything because I don't want to ever come to a point where he may judge that person because
Mm-hmm.
he looks at them at a certain light, as a certain person, and then if something is contrary to that, it may
Mm-hmm.
have look at them like, oh, they're not as strong as, or oh, they did I don't want to have that judgmental,
Right.
connotation when it comes to that.
Antoinette.
You guys are way too serious than I'm thinking. I listen.
No, we're gonna talk about them kids and you researching.
Listen.
Yeah. So you researched pillow talk. Now tell me what you found in your
No, when I
research.
saw the topic, I was like, pillow talk? I was like, and so then I started reflecting on my own life, and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
the only kind of pillow talk I got like is like, you want some bacon? Like,
Yeah, we talk
right?
about that
So
too.
that's nothing, or I'm talking about like my adults, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm. The
I
kids.
go there. Yeah. Well, they're not kids, they're grown-ups.
But they're your kids.
They're my kids, but like they're adults. And
You're
so I'm
adults,
talking
right?
about them because like they're adults and they do what they're gonna do. But so then I was like, you know what? Let me see what other people are doing. Cause I was like, I'm boring, obviously. And so I'm like, so I hit the streets and I did some research.
Okay, come on, research.
Okay, so yeah. So did you find yourself
What you find?
in the research?
So what I found was I went to different demographics, right? So I went to people in their early 20s. I asked that group. Then I asked people, my girls in their mid, they know who they are. They're messed up. But and they're in their late 20s, early 30s, right? Then I asked my
Mm-hmm.
girls, my partners, and my sister. And then so I'm like, okay, so everybody, my co so what I was able to figure out is that the young people, I was a little confused because she was like, Yeah, we do. I have. It was really TMI for me. She was like, yeah, we have pillow talk. And I talk during too, and I'm like, yikes.
No, not that kind of pillow talk.
Okay. Well, all righty then.
And you were coming for me, Kim, about my research, and I'm telling you, like, I'm not going to take a topic on and not like think about it because I know, So
I,
anyway,
I got you.
that's what
I
they're
love it.
saying. That's what they're saying. And then I got my young ladies. They were
Mm-hmm.
like, pillow talk. Shoot, I'm trying to find a good man I do pillow talk with.
Right. That
You
part.
know. And then they're like, um, they were saying some really profound things, like, um, let me see, hold on. They were saying stuff like, we just want to find a really nice guy, that we can. But then it went to, which is too deep for pillow talk, but like they started talking about, like, our brothers need to like start getting some like, therapy, like, or that they can use the pillow talk as therapy. Like you
Right.
gotta get that. So it was getting deep. And I was like, wait a minute, it's not that deep. Wait.
No, but you know
I
what?
But
Pillow
mean,
it
talk,
yeah.
started
it
it
is.
started
Yes,
other
it is.
topics. Yeah. And I
But
was
it
like,
is.
wow. But and they were, it's hard out there. Like you say, Kim, it's been like, I'm sure you don't choose. I'm sure you're open to it, but like,
I'm very open. I'm always out there. Every time they ask you at church, where are all the single people? I'm like, both hands up. Both of them. So, but no, I like what you said about the therapy because I mean that is a very true statement, but that goes for women as well. So when I think pillow talk, I'm really thinking like something juicy, like Rolo, hey babe, let me tell you what happened, such and such, like Shuug was saying, right? But in the sense of just having conversations with people about other people, like I know there's some things I can tell my best friend about some certain situations, and I know she's not going to go and share that with somebody else. Or my god sisters, I can have conversations with them about what's going on at work or certain people, but I'm careful not to, if a close friend of mine shares information with me or shares a story with me, I protect that story because, like Shuug said earlier, that's not my place to tell someone else's business, right? Because I'm that friend that, like, if you say don't tell nobody, I'm not telling nobody, right? And I'm also that friend that's gonna cover you and protect you as well. If you tell me something and I know it's personal, I'm not sharing that. But if we're just talking about, whoop the whoop,
Right.
then it's whatever. But yeah, because I don't want, because that same friend that I'm sharing that story with, I don't want them to look at me and say, well, I can't trust her because she telling on, what her other friends are doing. So that's why I just protect everybody. If you tell me don't say nothing, I ain't saying nothing. So if I know it's on the hush hush, it's on the hush hush.
Yeah, but the pillow talking, it is another form of bonding.
It's another form of what?
Bonding.
Oh, bonding, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I ain't got nobody to bond with right now, so
They're coming. He's
okay.
coming.
All right then.
He's coming.
You know,
So
I'll say
Antonio.
this.
Oh, okay.
I'll
I'm
go ahead.
sorry. No, go ahead, Ruby.
I would just say this here. I guess I just have a whole different outlook on it just because of the situation I was in. I mean, we were really friends. You know, me and my wife was truly friends, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, she trusted me with her secrets. I trusted her with my secrets. We didn't really have many secrets. Um, and things that I knew of people personally that I was like, man, I can't hold this. I just need to get it out. It was a stopping point when we talked. I mean, it wasn't something that, like I said, we weren't. She didn't share something with me to just share it. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe this. Just listen to me for a second, and it will be between us. And for me personally, I think that's what made our relationship what it was one of truly trust. Like I wasn't. I mean, I'm not really that person that if I'm in a relationship, oh, I'm finna go hang out with the fellas, or I'm finna go do this. I mean, I'll do some of that, but I'm not. That's not really who I am. I enjoy
Mm-hmm.
coming home. I enjoy being together. We enjoyed our alone time. We enjoyed all of that stuff. So, we were truly. I can honestly say we were truly friends. So, when we had pillow talk, like that was our own little people watching moment. You know how you go out and say, hey, we finna people watch and we finna sit over here and scold and talk crazy. Nobody know what we talking about. Nobody know what we
Yes.
laughing about. Texting each other. I mean, that's what we had. And so for me, it wasn't. We never looked at it as like, oh, okay, well, I'm telling this person's business, because that wasn't the case. Because we weren't doing it from a malice standpoint. Sometimes it would be like, hey, I know that person confided in you in this, but why don't you share this, or look at it from this standpoint? Maybe there's something you can do to help them. So we had many conversations like that.
So Ruben, did you and your wife have your own?
I mean, they never went anywhere.
Did you and your wife have like your own secret little language, your own secret little signs or something y'all did when y'all were like talking about people or saw something, kind of funny or whatever? Did y'all have like a signal or something?
Yeah, we just looked at each other. When we looked at each other, we knew what we were getting ready to do. We knew the situation,
Right.
and we'll just be sitting over there laughing. They don't know what's going on, or we just be like, "Oh my god!" Or we'll hold it. We get in the car, like, "Did you see that? What were they thinking?" We just we just knew. We just knew.
Yeah, y'all had a vibe.
We just had, yeah, yeah, and I think that's the point that I'm making when we start talking about pillow talk, having somebody to talk to. You can't pillow talk to somebody you don't know and don't trust. So there has to be some trust there, because what you're trusting is, one, that the information that you provide or say or get off your chest or release from is only going to stop right there. Any conversation about it is only going to be right there. And then number two is that person is not going to all of a sudden assume if you and this other person are together, y'all doing that same thing. And so there has to be a level of trust between you two before you can truly, have that conversation. Because I mean, man, when I say we talked about a lot, I'm sure there was things she did share with me, but I made it comfortable that she could share. She made it comfortable that I could share. And man, we get a big old laugh. I mean, we'd be laughing or praying, depending on the situation. Yeah. We pray, hey, but I wanted that to be, we just made a decision that we wanted to be open. And, when people say, this is my best friend, in my mind, my wife was my best friend. I have friends. I have a really good friend that is, I would say, my best friend. But when I got married, I mean, that was her space. So that's it. I'll go back on.
That's how it was James' mind. It started off with him asking an opinion. It was something that was bothering him, and I was like, okay, what's going on? And he always knew that I was very spiritual and that I had a really, a very prayerful life. And so it kind of just went from there. And then he started telling his friends, and then his friends would have him come back and ask me to pray for this and that. And then next thing you know, that's how I started getting, he started bringing me more and more information about it. Then they start feeling comfortable with me knowing the situation. So that's how we just began our pillow talking and our trust. And like he said, we are best friends. And when we're in the situation and he across the room, I across the room, or whatever from each other, we tend to just look at each other, and we know what that look is, and we'll be laughing, we'll hold it off, or we'll text one another, saying, "Look at this fool." But yeah, the best time for us is the end of the day. When it's time to lay down, when you have that moment to escape from the world, what you're doing, and you are able to have that moment to talk about pillow talk, whether it's somebody else's business or your day. It doesn't have to be about somebody else's business. It could be about what happened at work, or it could be, whatever, what we got planned, what you want to do. So it's a whole bunch of different things, Miss Antionette.
Yeah, so Antionette, I want to know, because you looking like, okay, so you and the hubby, y'all don't have like, side conversations, like, I mean, end of the day, you don't go home talk about the job, nothing. Y'all don't do none of that?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Y'all don't be talking about the people at the church?
I don't talk about the people at church, but I do talk about the people at work. I love them. They're so amazing.
May I ask, what's your profession?
I am in education.
Oh, okay, yes.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I talk about my
Then
job all the time.
no, I do talk about my job, or I talk about like, but like pillow talk, when you say pillow talk happens not just at the pillow. You know what I'm saying? Like my pillow
Yeah.
talk, I talk to my husband throughout the day whenever
Mhm.
something
Oh
comes
yeah.
up. You know what I'm saying? So, and I think that's probably why I had trouble with this topic, is because I'm thinking more of a literal stance of it. Like, but
Mhm.
pillow talk is actually not just in the bed. You're actually
Right.
pillow talking with your partner or your friends, or throughout the day. And so, yeah, we talk about things. I talk about my job. I talk about like my insecurities. I talk about like I'll tell him how great of a day I had, and he'll tell him, and vice versa. You know what I'm saying? Or like I
Mhm.
said, we'll talk about our kids. But yeah, we do that. But I think the what I was able to land is that pillow talk happens in multiple places with multiple people. You know what I'm
Mhm.
Mhm.
saying? And
Agreed.
we all could be a little messy at times. I do that a little bit too.
Yeah.
I like that. That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a at the end of the day, it's a bonding moment for me. That's how I look at it. It's just a bonding moment. It's fun,
Yeah,
you know. So yes.
I agree with that. Well, I'm looking forward to doing pillow talk with my boo thing.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
whenever he shall come,
Oh, I was like, good.
I'll be here, boo. I'm waiting on you, boo.
Boo, where are you?
Where
Yeah.
are
Boo.
you, boo? I want to get back to what you were saying, Antoinette, about the therapy. Now, what was the lady saying about the therapy and men needing, getting help?
I think we all like, and especially I always, therapy was always something on the table, or something I never felt ashamed of personally, because like my
Mhm.
mother's in the mental health profession. And
Mhm.
so like she always embraced things like that. But like there's a large population of Black people or people of color that don't typically get into that. And like,
Mhm.
you know, when we have kids, we me and my husband, we've been together, we've been married 30 years this year. And so it's like,
Okay.
yeah, and we raise our kids, you know what I'm saying? And you got to think about who you are before you have a child. Like you're just that same person as a child. So you still, I grew up with my husband, and I grew up with my kids, and I learned to be who I am. So we don't always we make some mistakes. And so, and people are different, and they're gonna things are gonna affect them differently. So, I just think that, they were saying that like, especially with our Black men, we need some therapy.
I agree. I totally agree. And, I come from the school of, church kid. You gonna pray everything. I come from back in the day when, this people said you were crazy if you even talked about something like that. It was said that you're crazy, but no. But the way this world is today, it is absolutely necessary. I mean, I think it's for everybody, especially the way these kids are, committing suicide and just all these. Yeah, it's rough out here. And
Exactly.
so I've had counseling on a few occasions. So
So
it's much needed.
so my question here is, were the women saying that they were shying away from it because the men were needing therapy,
I mean, I
or
think they just. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, were they shying away because they saying that, oh, this is getting too deep because, oh, he need therapy, or okay, I like talking to him because it was therapeutic for him.
No, I think they were more like, and I'm assuming that they are saying, recommending that because they've done it themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
They've done their work. And so I think they're taking it more of a standpoint of like, when you get into these different relationships, and if you're getting into that relationship and you're not whole, or you're not, you know, don't know you still have some issues from
Mhm.
childhood or whatever, you're going to bring that into your relationship.
Oh, so that's what they're discovering. Okay. Oh,
Yeah. And so they're saying that, like, maybe, they won't, wash their hands and be like, well, is this worth it? Or it's bigger than just therapy, but like that's
right,
the starting point. We all could
Yeah.
use a little bit of therapy.
Right.
right. And then,
Especially black men.
right, and then it goes back to the point of gaining the trust so that you can be vulnerable enough to have the pillow talk, to open up, to see that, okay, well then maybe we can go therapy. Have you ever thought about therapy? You got some past trauma that you're hurting from, that. And if you're in that vein and you trust that person, then okay, then you may consider going into therapy. Because of course, yes, us as black people, we have that stigma of I ain't crazy, or God can fix it, or you better take it to the Lord and leave it there and da da da. But
Right.
uh I mean heck, I've been in therapy
Hell
for
is fine.
uh,
Hell is fine.
okay. I've been seeing a therapist since 2009. Yeah.
Really?
Hmm. Oh yeah. I have issues, that daddy issues, that that um has caused me to live the lifestyle that I live. You know, of course I've been with women. I've been out there, but we could say that for a whole nother subject, a whole
Ugh.
nother show.
Yeah,
But
that's another show.
Let's
yeah,
table that. Let's
That's
yeah,
table
we
another
that.
that's
can table
another
that.
show.
But what is pillow talk? Because James always wanted to know about my past, my history.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do prior to me? So those are
Mm-hmm.
things that happen during pillow talk.
I like that you said that it has been problematic to me. I dated a guy one time who did not want to share anything about his past, and it didn't matter what I said, how I put it out there, how many times I said, I can't get to know you if I don't know. I need to know like where you came from. Like I was like really really trying to get to know him, and he was just non-expressive, just no information about anything. Even
Hmm.
to the point when we went to one of his class reunion picnic or something, I even went there thinking, "Oh, I'm gonna be able to, get all the tea. I'm gonna be able to get all the information." But nobody knew anything about him. All they said was, "Oh, he was a barber."
Did
He
you
was
check America's Most Wanted?
Okay.
no, I didn't. I just thought it was very odd that I'm like, okay, I'm about to be with all your high school people. Oh, I'm about to get the tea.
Right.
But every
Girl,
time
you
I
needed to
every
look him up. He needed to be looked up
Well,
immediately.
I know now that he's a little, cuckoo. I found that out. I had a sense that he didn't have all his marbles, but yeah, it was. But anyway, that was a warning sign for me. That's a red flag for me. You can't tell me about your past relationships and why it didn't work out, and yeah, that's a flag.
Yep.
One of the things that my mom taught me, uh, she said, when you want to know who a person is you watch the reaction of people who haven't seen that person, and you pay attention to what their reaction looks like. Their reaction is like, "Oh man, what's going on, man? Where you been? Oh man, I've been looking for you, bro." That's a good person. But if their reaction is like, "Hey, what's up, man? That's my friend. I ain't seen him in a minute. Oh, okay, what's up, man?" And it's just kind of dry. They let you
Hmm.
know everything you need to know about that person.
Mhm.
Yeah. And that's what I found out at the class from you. And I'm like, you've been talking about yourself like you was the big baller in high school and you was this and you was that. And all these people is like, oh, what's up, so and so? I ain't seen you. It's been a while. And but like that was it. So I was like, yeah, this is not lining up.
Yep.
So yeah,
You want some more of my research?
I
Mhm.
do.
We do.
We do.
We
Okay.
love your research.
Thank you.
Down and put it to use. Put it to use.
So, my next group of people are people that are married and have little children, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, their pillow talk is more like, did you take the trash out? or it's your turn to do, I think they're struggling too because they're tired. Shout out to all my people with young kids. Y'all are tired. But then when I got to like the demographic of people over 45, they were more like, into politics. Their pillow talk was like politics, or it was like talking about work or their adult children. So yeah,
That
that's
sounds
all I
so
got.
boring.
It depends. Again, like me and James, we talk about a plethora of things is outside of our friends or his friends. We talk about politics. He talk about the world events because he gets on his computer at work and CNN all day, CNBC all day, all these other conspiracy theories.
It's a lot.
Yes, and I'm like, what? And he will download everything into me, and so I'm like, he's like, the world gonna come to an end tomorrow. I was like, James, no, it's not. No, it's not.
No,
So
it's
I
looking
get
really bad right now. It's not looking that great.
right.
Yeah, I mean, it's bad.
It
It's
is.
bad.
So when she said the 45 and up, yes, I agree.
Mhm.
I'm 45. He's 30. He'll be 39. So that's part of our pillow talk too.
So
So
how long have you been with your partner, Shuug?
it'll be 6 years January 1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, New Year's Day.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Interesting.
We met online.
What you
And
meet on? What app?
mm-hmm.
What app?
Mm.
I can't say.
Them apps is trash.
They can
Tim,
be.
did you try an app?
Who, me? Yeah,
Yeah.
I tried Christian Mingle. I even paid for Christian Mingle.
Mingo. That's where
that was-
all the crazies go.
Right.
that was a waste of money. That was before I knew. I did Christian Mingle, and I did Plenty of Fish. That wasn't nothing but a whole fest. And then another one I tried. I was like, this is all garbage.
But we were so okay. You said that we met on a Whole Fest app, and we was gonna try to do some whole. He wanted to do some Whole Fest activities.
Wait a minute. What's a whole? I'm not that cool. What's a whole fest?
A hookup. He wanted to just hook up.
People just want to hook up.
He just want to hook up.
Thank
But
God.
once we actually met, it wasn't going down, and so that was October 24th, 2017. But we have not been separate apart from that day.
Mm,
We've been together ever since that day.
interesting.
Yep, and we never TMI, but we never did anything sexually within the first 90 days.
Mm.
We just took the time to actually get to know each other. Mm-hmm. But we never did anything sexually.
Mm. Yeah, that's usually when they get ghosts for me.
Right, and he actually brought me back to the church.
Mm.
We joined church together.
Oh wow. Yeah, the dudes, they normally ghost after I ask them about that life. I'm like, well, what you out here in these streets, and if they say, because I'll be the person to say, nah, I'm holding it down. I'm just gonna wait because I don't need to be. I don't have to give my cookies away. I'm good. But that right there, it's a turn out. Once they hear that, I don't hear from them dudes no more. I'll be like, peace.
Well, you hold on.
Yeah, I'm holding on. It ain't a big deal to me.
They ask for the first day.
They don't, but I'll have the conversation because I don't want to waste any time. Now I don't have to have that conversation on the first outing or maybe even the second, but I just need to find out where your head is at. And if he start trying to send me, pics, and you know what kind of pics I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Start trying to send pics and having all these different kind of, languages and what's your favorite position and all that. I already know that. I'm not here. I'm not the one for that. I'm not here for that.
Do you notice the older we get that it's harder to find quality people?
I do. That's a fact.
All the good guys are taken.
They are right. They are already married. They already booed up. They already doing. Or in my case, they're a lot younger and they want to have kids. She not gonna have no kids,
Well, how young you go?
huh?
I mean, how young are you going?
I'm just saying. I would date. Are we still on Pillow Talk? I
Yeah.
would date.
You pillow talking with us.
I would date a somewhere near 40, 38, 39, 40. That would be the lowest that I would go. But the thing is, because black don't crack. So I don't look my age, right? And so what I find is that gentlemen who are my age, minus Ruben, because Ruben is a nice looking older gentleman. We're in the same age bracket. But a lot of guys my age look
Older.
terrible and they look older and they look really bad.
How old are you?
I'll be 50.
Really?
Yeah, in a couple of weeks.
Wow. We
Yeah,
have
I'll be
been on
50.
each other a long time.
Yeah, we've been knowing each other a long time, boo.
Yeah.
So yeah, and so that's my issue is the guys my age, they really just look terrible.
I know.
And I can't, I will not accept it. I just will not want, I'm not doing it. So if
Thank
I have
you.
to
But not
date
my boo.
younger,
Not my boo. My
no,
boo.
Marlon looks good. Marlon looks good. I always knew he would. I always knew he would. But it's a handful. There is a small handful of older gentlemen who are still holding it down, got all their teeth and go to the dentist and and get cleanings and all that stuff because that's another issue. That's another problem. I'm like, where are your teeth, sir? Where are your teeth?
So let me ask you this, Pillow Talk. Would you date outside of your race?
Absolutely, I would.
You know what? I'm so glad you said that.
Yeah, absolutely, I would.
Why
People are
you
Because
say
tripping.
because of
Tripping
what I'm
in these
running
streets.
into that is the same race is not acceptable. It's just
what were
not.
you saying, Miss Antoinette?
I was saying that, and I even tell my daughter, I said, you know what? And I told some people today during my research, I was like, I'm gonna help you find a nice Asian guy, or and they're like, no, I want a black man, and I'm like, listen, there's not that many out there. We gotta because for various reasons. So you got to keep you have to like, and I've changed my ideology through the years. I've always felt like, oh my goodness, I want my children to be with a sister or a
Right.
good black man like their father. Like, you know what I'm saying? But like,
Mhm.
listen,
Pickens is slim.
if you got to do what you got to do. And I'm not saying not to settle. Get you a
Right.
Mhm.
good person who loves you and, you know, got goals and trying to like grow with you. Like, keep your options open when you start getting, okay, he's got to be a black man. Like,
Mhm.
I'm sorry, but
And I'll add to that. No shade to you, Shuug, but a lot of them don't want me. The ones that are nice looking
that
and
too.
have money and are stable, they on Shuug team. They not on my team.
Yeah.
I
It's,
Yeah.
mean, it's true.
or they're locked up,
Yeah.
right?
Or well, I wouldn't
Or
know them. I wouldn't know if they was locked
no,
up.
I'm
But
just
yeah,
saying, like, I'm looking from
yeah,
I'm not
Yeah.
saying I do either. I'm just saying from a,
yeah,
like, this is what they're dealing with,
yeah. But yeah,
and
so I would absolutely date outside of my race. My biggest thing is that he has to be a Christian because I absolutely will not date anybody who is not a Christian because you starting off wrong.
Right. You
And
definitely have
that's
to
the thing.
equally yoke.
That's the thing with black men too. Unfortunately, in my world and the men that I meet, a lot of them are not Christian, even if they go to church. It's just I know so many men that just go to church just out of religion, just because they've always done it, but they don't have an actual real relationship with Christ. And so for me, that's a must for me. And I can tell you, you can't fake that.
Right.
You can't fake being a Christian. And so, and I've run into that a lot, that, they go, but they ain't really, they ain't really down. So I'm like, well, child.
My pastor did a Bible study on that, and he said when you meet people, he did it from the perspective of just friendship, dating, whatever. He said when you ask people, do you believe in God? And most people, just like what you just pointed out, would say, "Oh yeah, I believe in God," because they go to church out of religion. He said you need to follow that question up with, "Can you explain or tell me something that He did for you, and what situation you was in, and you sought Him and He pulled you out? Tell me something He specifically did for you." The reason is because when you start asking people questions like that, then it uncovers what type of relationship they have.
Mm-hmm.
And he said the reason why that's important is, one, you need to know what their relationship with God is. You need to know what their relationship with themselves is. And then you also need to know, is this going to be a person that will support me if I take off? Meaning, if I become the person that's out front or doing different things, what type of support will I get from this person? Or is this going to be a person that, try to pull me down? I know some people that are married that are in competition with each other. To me, that's ridiculous. But, those things do exist. So I think he did that Bible study. I'm gonna tell him he needs to record it and put it out. And it was pretty eye opening. And then in finding out what you want to look for when you're single and you're looking, or single and available. Let me say it that way. Uh, because sometimes you may not be looking, and then something pops up, and you're like, "Dang, here it is," but being available. So that's very important when you ask that question. I don't want to know just do you go to church? I don't want to know do you love God? Tell me specifically what He's done.
Right.
And another thing, I don't want to be married single, because there's a lot of people out here that's married single. So
Be like, do your wife know that you flirting with me? Do
Right.
your wife know? Do your wife know you single?
Or what? If one spouse goes to church and the other one doesn't? Is that what you're talking
No,
about?
no, no. He's saying like people out here in relationships, but you can't tell
You
Yeah.
can't.
because they live life like they single. I
You
had a
never
whole,
been together.
I had so many. Yeah, I have some crazy stories. I had a whole married man dating me like he was single.
Yikes.
And just like Ruben says, you're in a marriage, but you're in a competition with your spouse.
But if you're in a competition with your spouse, there's a problem with that. Like your home, that's your home, that's your place, that's your safe spot, your safe space. You should never have to feel like you're going because you're doing that all day at work, right?
Mm-hmm.
What are you competing for?
I
Well,
would
you
never
have.
be being at home.
Well, you do have some men that I'm just throw it out there. They don't like their wives making more money than them. They don't
Oh,
like their wives getting
Yeah,
more.
why do you think guys don't like? Does it matter if there's a kitty? Does it matter?
Well, that's just a man's insecurity.
I don't think. Yeah. That's that person's individual insecurity. Because
Yeah.
insecurity. Yeah.
I don't think
Just,
Ron would have a problem with me
I
making money.
mean,
You know
just
what I'm saying? Who cares?
right. Immature men is
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
insecure.
immature. That
Yeah.
needs therapy.
Right. See, that's
That
that
needs
pillow talk.
therapy.
That's that pillow
Right.
talk.
Yeah, he need to go. We go work
So,
that out.
look, so your homegirls start looking at them sideways when they start talking.
Yeah, unless
Mhm.
like our women, because if you look at it statistically, like right, women more black women are educated. They're black black girl magic is happening all over,
Oh yeah.
right? And so they're doing their thing. And I don't know if it's mostly like black men have a lot to deal with, but like yeah, there's some that are doing it, that are graduating from college or doing whatever they're doing, right? Successful trade, all that stuff. But like they'll never could be able to really compete right now the way things are, the way black women are just like growing right now. They're CEOs, they're doing big things, like right. So the chances of them making more money is more likely than not. So how are that? What do men need to do to embrace it? Like what do they need to do to get over that?
They need to just take care of their woman.
I
I'm
think
like
just
this.
celebrating the woman. I mean,
Yeah.
period.
Just celebrate. If she make more money than you, she make more money than you. But just celebrate her. But here's the thing: you gotta have a woman that's mature enough too, not to throw that
Throw
in
it
her
in your
man's
face.
face. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because you got women that like that do that too. To make him feel, what's the word I'm looking for?
Yes, I do know
Emasculated.
exactly what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
And
You
that's
can't
the
you can't
thing.
you can't do
That's the
that.
thing. Yeah. That's the
You
thing.
know
Well, she
that's
can't
yeah.
do that if he doing what he needs to do to begin with.
Yeah. But
Right.
I mean, it's
Correct.
hard too because I think women are like, I'm doing all this hard work. I want somebody that can come to the table like me. I could see how people would be conflicted both ways, but I don't know. I would hope that wouldn't be an issue with my daughters. You know what I'm saying? That they would be like, make that man feel bad that if he makes more money, less money.
It only becomes a conflict for me if he is at a level. Let's just say I do make more money than him. If he's at a level that he does not want to grow beyond that, that's where I would have a problem. If I meet somebody who's stagnant. Now it's a different thing if he loves his job and he's happy doing what he does and he's able to provide and do everything
What
that
if he
needs
was
to
a
be done.
Walmart guy? What if he's at the Walmart greeter? Do they have a greeter still?
Yep.
Well, here's the thing. Like I said, if he loves his job and he's able to support both of us on the Walmart money, okay. Because you got to be able to do your part.
Well, what if it's not the? Is it about the money? What if
It's
he's
not about the.
What
It's
if he's
not about
loving you? What if he's pampering you? What if he's taking care of you mentally,
What if he's taking out the
emotionally?
trash and
He's
doing the dishes and cleaning
he's
the
he's
house?
he's covering you with his prayers. He's
That's what I'm
doing all
saying.
those things.
That's
So
what I'm
money.
saying. If together, both of us, everything is covered.
All right.
The mortgage is
Well,
being paid. We able to do vacations. All the bills is paid. You know what I'm saying? We both, driving, with nice vehicles or whatever. Whoever
That's your
considers a nice
pocket
vehicle.
money, even if
As
his
long
is
as
pocket
we
money.
got we
Mhm.
got pocket money, as long as together everything works, then that's fine.
so this is what I'll say to that. Uh, because it's real easy to make it about money. It's real easy to make it about stuff. The greatest example that you have that we've witnessed in our lifetime of what it looks like to have a woman who's a high level earner and a husband that she's kind of taking care of while he's inactive playing is Barack Michelle. She was the earner. He was the one working on a plan. And how I view that is this, and I'll go back to this, man. It all starts here. Um, it starts with communication on what the roles are going to be in the marriage. Because you could be with a man who's a high earner, and you could be a stay-at-home wife, and he's abusive, but he makes good money. You got a great car, you have mortgages paid, you got money in your bank, you good. But he's abusive, or he's gone all the time, or all these things there. So you're still feeling lonely and empty. And then you can be with someone who's doing the best he can. This is the best job that he can do. It's not a lot of money, but you know what? Treats you like a queen. You know where he is. He's all about family. He's about putting these things together. So I think everything revolves around communication. And if you meet somebody and you communicate well on what that looks like, I think you can build whatever you want. Because the thing about marriage, and I'm saying this from a standpoint of a guy that's been married 3 times. And listen, when I got married the last time, we sat down and we talked and said, hey, we're going to see Jesus in this marriage. And my wife did. And we were like, we're going to be together, and here's a plan, and this is what we're going to do. Um, I think everything is about communication. If you communicate and say, hey, this is what's going to happen, because you can have a high earner but don't know how to manage money, what difference is it?
Exactly.
You may have somebody that can manage it better in the marriage. It may be the male or the female. So I just think everything is based on communication. And many times we can go in and look, from the outside looking in, be like, oh man, this dude got it going on. He's this, he's that. And in reality, he's not.
Mhm.
So I think when you get to a level, where you want to be serious with someone, you have to sit down, have to have a conversation, and talk about what does this going forward look like. You know, does it make sense for you to have another job where you're gonna? I was in the car business for 23 years. I'm in a business now that I've been in for a year, and I'm off on weekends, and I'm looking. I went and had breakfast with my son today, and I'm looking at him. I was like, look how much I gave up for what? Like, what did? Why did I do that? I'm not making what I could be making right now in the car in the retail side, but I'm saying now I have a quality of life. I'm okay, but I'm having a quality of life that I've never had before. And so going back to my original point, which is everything's about communication. If we communicate and we have an understanding of what this look like, because what if he's not the breadwinner, but he said, here, babe, you manage the money. I'm just gonna give you my check. You manage it, you run the house. There's different layers to that. And it's not just, hey, this man needs to be the high earner. He needs to go out and do this, because that's pressure for a man anyway. I mean, that's a lot of pressure. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be up for it, because that's what we are. We're hunter gatherers, priests, prophet, and providers. So, and that's our role. But I think it's all based on communication. If you guys communicate and you decide this is the plan for your family, you go with the plan. Who cares what anybody else thinks or says?
So we have some people that's tuning in on Facebook Live or whatever. Paul Thomas, he said, is it communication or is it understanding?
I think it's understanding.
Understanding, yeah.
The Bible says,
And all that
and
getting.
all that getting.
Get an understanding.
Well, first of all, let's back it up. What it really says is wisdom is the principal thing. Therefore,
Right.
get wisdom. Then it says, in all thy getting, get understanding. And what that really is a testament to is it starts with communication. Because once we communicate, then we can come to a level of understanding. But if I don't really know where you stand and you don't know where I stand, and we're just trying to run and do this thing on the whim, or like I was sharing with somebody the other day, rolling the dice, it starts with communication. Communication is what leads to.
Absolutely. I agree with everything y'all said. Communication, absolutely. That's why I said if when we come together, everything works, then that's the goal. The goal is for this thing to work.
And that's another part of pillow talking. Those are things that you talk about.
And
Whether
that's
it's
what
at
we
night
do.
before you go to bed or throughout the day, like Miss Antoinette.
It is what it is. All right, guys. Well, listen, this has been a great show. Does anyone else have any comments or anything you want to talk about? Because we are coming up on an hour.
I want to say, Miss Antoinette, thank you for your research. It was very interesting. It did
Thank you
put a
for your
lot of
deep dive.
it put different perspective on the topic. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
yes, I know it could go all different ways, but it was just interesting to hear the different from the different demographics.
You're
Mm-hmm.
welcome. You are welcome. And I
Thank
will continue to I will continue to do that. I will bring the perspective of the people on the streets.
All
Yes,
right, Antoinette,
word on the
giving us
street.
the perspective of the people. I like it.
I love it.
All right, I love it, you guys. This was awesome. Thank you guys for joining in. I absolutely love this. I love everybody's opinions and stories and just sharing information. I hope anyone watching got something out of this conversation. Um, boy, put that down. Go Cowboys.
I like to just shout out my mom. Love you, mommy.
Is that Miss Regina Obi?
That's my friend.
No.
Okay.
What's your mom name,
Liaison.
Antoinette? She watching?
I don't think she won. I don't know if she got on there or not.
You don't know if you shared it. Well, she can always go back and watch it.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it down. It was a little challenging to get on here, but
Okay.
love you, ma.
All right. We thank you guys for tuning in. This has been another episode of Kandid Kontent. Join us next time. Yeah, I think we're gonna skip Thanksgiving weekend, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll
And
be
then
out of town. I'll be in New Orleans.
okay. And then we'll be back, I guess whatever week is after Thanksgiving, we'll come back. All right. Thank y'all. I will talk to you soon. And you guys, listen, if you are watching this, please like, comment, and share this podcast so we can get more views. Amen.
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 All right. Peace out. I'll see y'all later. Have
All
a
right.
good weekend and have a good Thanksgiving.
You too.